Hey, what is going on, guys? Later Day here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a Hurco Hawk 40 mil, some specs and features, and a few little things in case you're going to be getting your hands on it in one of these. So first thing we're going to start off with is on the travels. We have 40 in the X, 20 in the Z, and then 20 in the Y. So 40 by 20 by 20, it's known as a bed mill, so it's a pretty good sized bed mill for, it's probably bigger than what normal people would get for a hobby shop, but 40 by 20 by 20, like I said, and when it comes to the travels, it's also got 6 inches on the quill, so it'll go 6 inches down, and then it has a 4.33 inch diameter quill. There's metric stuff that most of them are going to have. You can swap those out, 4 inch and up there, you can swap that out for inch. It is made for a NTSB 40 spindle, or that's what it is. It's only because of the drawbar that it's NTSB rather than cat. It's a 40 taper spindle. We're actually making a new drawbar for it right now to turn it into a cat 40. It's very simple. It's just a different length of drawbar, same thread and everything. It's got your coolant block here, spot for a coolant washdown, and then coolant hoses. Has the Ultimax control right here, 5 horsepower spindle motor. All the servo drives are ball door servos, and there's the one up there on the Z-axis. It's got a guard right here, a rubber guard that's going to move everything to keep chips off your ways. It's got a way cover up here, little work areas on the side, which are very nice. There's your main power switch. It has a pass-through for air, so you can plug in air back there on the other side. I'll show you in a second. And then you can run air through it. That way you do not have to set up a second port for your airline to blow off parts or whatever you want. It does come with coolant, and as I showed the block earlier, it has a single-phase coolant motor, which is mounted back up under there. I don't really know the coolant tank size. Just by looking down in there, I'm guessing in the 10-gallon range, somewhere in there. Not 100% sure, 10, 15 gallons maybe. It has splash guards with it. I believe some of them had wider splash guards that went out most of the length of the table. This one did not have those, which is better for us because we're trying to fit this in a 2-car garage. There's your regulator right there where your main air is going to come in. There's your oiler. It's going to do automatic oiling for all of the ways, everything that needs oil on it. There's a few spots where you're going to have to put oil in up there manually. Z-axis motor up there has a work light. And one thing I do want to say is in the height range, which was kind of tricky for us because the door right there is 83 inches. The machine without the Z-axis motor is 82 1/4. So it was a pretty tight squeeze, and I could not find any other specs online for that. So that's another reason I'm making this video. So if anyone's trying to fit this into a 2-car garage, which yes is a little crazy, but now you know. It's about a 7-foot by 7-foot box when it's just the tables in the middle. You know, all the way around it, you're going to have about 7 foot that you're going to need just to let it sit there. If you're running it, you're going to need 20 inches more on each end of the table for the X-axis. Other than that, I mean, it's a pretty big machine, and it's pretty rigid. It's a good machine. This one's a $19.99. And like I said, Ultimax control. It's got the little remote right here, so you can do whatever you need to with the axes and whatnot. You got all the controls there. Spindle speed control, axis feed rate, rapid override. And I don't really know anything about these controls yet, and this is kind of a learning experience for me. So I know there's a spot on the back here to connect a keyboard, so you can hook up a keyboard to it, which I think would be nice at times from what I've seen. When it comes to ports, you got an indexer port right here, and then you have 2 coax ports. You have an Ethernet port right here, which is not connected on ours. I don't know if it's connected on other ones. It's just sitting there. It's nothing on the inside. And then 2 VGA ports right there. It's got a little cooler system right here, which I believe all of the Hawk 40s have. And then there's also a little brother to this, which is a Hawk 30, which is a little bit smaller. Most everything's going to be the same. I believe the same size spindle motor, maybe a 3 horsepower, not sure on that. But overall, like I said, it's going to be a bed mill, the Hawk 30 is. Then there's also a Hawk 5, which is a knee mill version of this pretty much, a little smaller. Power drawbar on it. It uses a little system right here with an in and out button. It does have quill feed if you're trying to run this in manual mode. Everything on the control is inch, even though these are metric right here. You can rotate the head. For the most part, that's all I want to talk about. If anyone has any other questions, leave them in the comments, and I will try to get an answer to those, and any specs or anything like that, and I'll try to get an answer to that. There's going to be a little bit more info in the description for you to go look at if you want to. Other than that, have a good night, y'all.